The shelter that Carl mentioned, I want to repeat that. It was a little hard to hear. That's at the St. Andrew's Church at Southwest 119th and May. They've set up a shelter there for anyone. Wow, they are trying to remove a lot of debris from this home to try to get to her stuck in this storm shelter.
And that hot water heater, that's probably working right over what was the garage area there, and that's where a lot of these in-ground storm shelters are now, in the garages. Hopefully there's she's in there, but if she was there, she probably didn't register it, it doesn't sound like.
I want to give everybody a really good update. I had said earlier on, we put it out here on News 9, that there was a little 3-year-old boy that was taken to an area hospital, and his parents were nowhere to be found. He was found at a school. And we're just getting word that the parents have been found. They heard this on News 9, and they had a chance to go and get their son, Caden. So some good news there. A family has been reunited.
Yeah, just getting something from Jed Castles that was passed along to him, that there are still kids at the Plaza Towers Elementary School on Santa Fe waiting for family members to pick them up. So, and perhaps that's Santa Fe Elementary as well. There are still children at those two schools. They're okay. That's good news as well.
You're watching live coverage. This is News 9 at 6 o'clock. We're continuing to follow the devastation of this deadly tornado as it ripped through the heart of Moore. The tornado started in southwest Oklahoma City about 3 o'clock in that area, and at about 3:15 is when it started to hit the Moore area. And we've been following it ever since. When Michael Konopasek arrived on the scene, there was a sense of shock, and there still is, as people were running around. He said there were just tears in people's eyes. This is a live view. It looks like it's from Sky News 9 HD. Let's go ahead and check in with Jim Gardner. Jim, we know the rescue efforts are underway, and it looks like they are acting fast and furious in this area.
That's right. That's at home. They believe the woman is trapped in, and they've been digging furiously, trying to get the rubble and debris out of the way there. Now, just a quick little note here that I was talking with emergency crews at Air One through here, and they have marked it on their GPS. They've flown from point to point. Said this tornado was on the ground for 11.2 miles is what they show on the GPS as they went from one end to the other. So it was on the ground for 11.2 miles as it passed up through Moore here. So again, this is just one of the many rescue efforts still going on in Moore that will probably continue to go on through the night as more and more people are listed as missing and not showing up, and they go to the residents and try to find out if they were in a storm shelter that's possibly blocked, or if they went someplace else. So there's going to be a lot of chaos here for a while until they get everything lined out, just like the little 3-year-old boy. And because of you, Amanda, and Kelly, and giving that information out, the parents was able to find that child. Well, that's going to be a lot of that going on through the night. So here we're just watching them, the rescue efforts on this woman, and hopefully we'll definitely bring her out alive. Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Back to you.
Jim, can you tell us where this house is? We know Carl's, is it 149th and Santa Fe area? Where's?
Yeah, that's right, Kelly. It's around Santa Fe and 149th is where this addition is, and it's right on the southern edge. You can see at the top of your screen, right across the street. That's another housing addition. Didn't get touched by the tornado. Right across on the north side of the street, that's where the devastation started, right there. So it's right on the southern edge of the tornado path.
Wide path too. On the left of your screen, I believe, is that the Moore Medical Center we're taking a look at, guys? On the left side of our screen? I think it was. Boy, it had a lot of damage there too.
It sure did.
I mean, it's just and already the heavy equipment is in there. We saw a couple of National Guard members running up the street. The National Guard is there working. They will start a curfew. They don't want people down there. This is what happened 14 years ago when the tornado hit Moore. They locked it down, and rightfully so, that only people who could show ID and show they lived in that area could go in and out of there.
And that is so wise. Governor Mary Fallon has called in 80 troops with the Oklahoma National Guard to go down there and assist. Also law enforcement from all over, from Edmond and all the surrounding metro areas, they've come in to help out too. And we're also getting word that the Association of Oklahoma General Contractors, they want to provide equipment down there, and let me tell you, that might be needed. So they are saying if anybody needs any equipment down there, they can provide it right now. They just need to be contacted. That's the Association of Oklahoma General Contractors. Bobby Stem. His number's 520-1874. 520-1874. And they want to provide equipment. They just need to be told where to go and be given permission to get in there.
Okay, we're going to check back in with our weather team, and these particular storms have moved well to the east. There are some in southern Oklahoma. Let's check in with Michael right now.
Kelly, most intense storm is actually just outside our viewing areas down east of the Ardmore area, moving toward Tishomingo. So if you know somebody in the Tishomingo area, I would go ahead and call them, text them, go ahead and have them take their tornado precautions at this point. The storm has some rotation with it. It's a long way away from the radar, but it's mid-level rotation. But really, if you look at it, across the state, you know, the areas that are up south and east of Tulsa, south of Muskogee, and then back to the south are really the areas that are most intense right now. There's really nothing going on here in central Oklahoma. We still have a cold front that's near us, though. I think we're probably going to have some more thunderstorms late tonight, or maybe during the overnight hours, because we still have plenty of moisture around. But eventually we believe that a cold front will come through later tonight into tomorrow morning, and that will really then diminish the threat of severe weather. It'll shove it further to the south and east again for tomorrow. But looks like it'll be some time for recovery tomorrow with respect to the weather. Here's the storm that I want to point out that's down. It's east of Ardmore now. It's just east of Ardmore. Let me measure it from Tishomingo here for just a moment. Here's Tishomingo. And so the center of circulation is 17 miles west-southwest of Tishomingo. So you guys in Tishomingo, again, that would be the area down across southern parts of Oklahoma. Again, it's east of I-35 now. There's another storm, but it's south of the Red River. So that's really the only one that I'm concerned about, really, that's even close to our viewing area. So, you know, I would tweet people that you know in Tishomingo. Go ahead and let them know on Facebook, text them, call them, whatever, and just let them know that they do have a rotating storm that does have a tornado warning on it moving toward them, and they need to take their tornado precautions in Tishomingo right now. So that's the radar update for us right now. That's just southern Oklahoma is really the only area that they're concerned about. And you know, we'll continue to update these as we go through the rest of the evening. Kelly.
Good work, buddy. We appreciate that. Hey, and Val Castor's back in-house. We might have Val join us out here in just a second. Val, I don't know if you can hear me over there, but we might round Val back up. Val was tracking this one. He tracked the May 3rd tornado, too, and so he's seen some of the worst of it. And it's a helpless feeling for these guys, but they did a fine job of tracking this thing and giving people a lot of warnings, so we'll check in with Val in just a second. I will tell you the scanner traffic has slowed down there. They're asking for crime scene tape now to mark the houses that have been searched.
They're also sending more people there at 4th and Telephone, which is the area of the 7-Eleven where we have what we believe to be 3 fatalities. 3 people died, a man, a woman, and a child. Adriana Yashinsky has double confirmation on one of the adult fatalities down there, and they say they have recovered that body, and we're still waiting to hear on the other 2.
And also that Carl Torp reported earlier that a baby and a 4-year-old boy were taken out of a home, the bodies of a baby and a 4-year-old boy.
A 3-month-old baby boy held in the arms of a first responder, and that baby was dead. We're also getting word that Oklahoma City police dogs are in that area where Carl is.
Right, 149th and Santa Fe, a dog reacted to something that was in the rubble there, and they're now checking it. So we'll go back to Carl here in a few moments. There's a good wide shot from Bob Mills Sky News 9 HD, pilot Jim Gardner, photojournalist Rich Kriegel. Both those guys extremely experienced. They experienced May 3rd, and boy, look at that. I mean, that is a wide damage path, folks, that once again, you just have to ask yourself why there seems to be some little channel or something. I don't know if it's wind currents. I have no idea what it is that makes these things track right through that part of Moore like this. But just devastating tornadoes that have hit now in that area. I don't know how many homes have been destroyed, but there are hundreds, at least hundreds.
At least. And Kelly, you're talking about May 3rd, and we've kind of compared the two storm tracks, and it is eerie how they both started at almost the same spot. In fact, if we have a map, we'd like to throw it up at some point where we can show you the track of the May 3rd tornado and then today's May 20th tornado. And there it is. You can see right there, we're looking at the May 3rd tornado is going to be in the green, and
Right.
the red is today's tornado. You can see it started almost the exact same spot.
Yeah, and as it went through the Moore area, the May 3rd tornado went a little bit further to the south and actually crossed over, did some damage on into Del City and so forth. This tornado today kind of turned right and went right through the heart of Moore, both sides of I-35. Val Castor is with us. You guys might cue up a little bit of the video of this tornado, and if it's from Sky News 9, that's fine.
We have Storm Action 1 that has some of Val's video.
Okay, Storm Action 1. Is this your video here,
Yes,
Val?
yes,
And so
it is.
Wow.
where were you when you shot this? Do you know?
At this point, we were on Portland, up close to 134th.
Okay.
Okay, here's some more of the video right here. This is, we were looking north at the tornado. We were on Portland Avenue looking north as it was crossing the road right in front of us. I think this is another clip here. Oh, and okay, as we approached it from the east, we were on 149th at this point, looking to the west-northwest at it, and we let it come right up to us at this point, or right just north of it. And these are some storm forward clips we sent.
Yeah, and Val, I'm going to, you were, this looks a lot like the video you shot 14 years ago.
You know, Kelly, this is like a replay of your worst nightmare from May 3rd. You know, May 3rd, and this is in almost the exact same spot as the May 3rd video was. I mean, the May 3rd tornado was, and the tornado looked almost exactly the same as the May 3rd.
We're going to come back to Val in just a moment. We want to go to Sky News 9 and Jim Gardner, who's over the elementary school, Park Towers, I think, elementary school. Jim?
Yeah, that's right. You can see the triage area there. You can see all the stretchers. You can see the crime scene tape. You can see just tons of emergency personnel and EMTs down here at this school that is just completely devastated by the tornado. You can see fire. They're just removing rubble. We kind of heard over the scanner, Kelly. You might be able to verify that they're either rescuing children or they're removing bodies. I'm not sure, and I hope it's a rescue. I hope it's not the other one, but they are really working frantically right in this area, right here on this school. And like I said, you see the triage area. You see all the EMTs there with their stretchers ready to go as they pull kids from this school here.
That's Plaza Towers Elementary.
We'll just keep you updated, Kelly. We'll just keep our picture up, and if we see anything, we'll get right back to you.
This is going to be halfway between Santa Fe and Telephone and halfway between Southwest 4th and Southwest 19th Street and Moore. This is Plaza Towers Elementary School. And we're hearing that they did pull some kids from the rubble already, and they were alive. So that is good news, but they are actively looking for some more children.
Okay, and to help you locate, get an idea of where this is a half mile behind the Warren Theater. A half mile behind it, back to the west, almost exactly, that is where this elementary school is.
And that elementary school was laying dead center of the tornado, Kelly and Amanda, when it passed up through here. So there was no chance of it at all. I mean, it struck it dead center as far as the width of the tornado. It's right in the center of the width of the path of the tornado. So there was just absolutely no hope of that school surviving anyway. But again, it's good to hear that they are getting kids out. And this is just one of many rescues going on as we speak. We just can't cover them all, but we have our ground crews are doing a great job. Everybody's doing a great job in a time of great despair like this. I mean, everybody's really coming through and helping out. And like I said, we had a TFR put up. We were asked to move 3 miles circumference and 3,500 feet over that. For people listening, when the FAA or emergency management requests a TFR, it has to go through the administrator of the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration. they issue a TFR, and basically they put up an invisible screen around this airspace, and we cannot fly into this airspace at all. And that's just to keep other aircraft from flying in when they have like the OHP helicopters working low, Air One working low, to keep traffic separated and to let the rescue workers work. Now, there is FAR 91-137, which is an accredited news station, which we are, an accredited news helicopter. I could have filed a flight plan and probably came in here lower and worked in this TFR with everybody, but as far as I'm concerned, they requested it, and I'm going to honor it no matter what, even though we could probably file a flight plan and go in. I'm going to give those workers plenty of room to work and let them try to rescue these people that's in this area. Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9, back to you.
Absolutely, and guys, I might ask you all up in control room, you might try to pull off a picture of this school on satellite and we can compare it to what it looks like now. This was a pretty good sized elementary school that has been wiped away there.
This is going to be the Plaza
Two buildings,
Towers
yeah.
Elementary School. And they were working very methodically there, trying to get the rubble off of the area where they think maybe some students may be trapped.
It's a big school to search. I mean, look how big it is.
Back in Val, we can continue to look at this video. Val, how close were you to this storm? I know you were right there, but how close were you to this school?
Amanda, we were about a quarter of a mile away from the tornado when it passed through that area. And you know, we were so close, we were getting debris. I still have chunks of insulation on my windshield right now. We were getting hit with debris that was hard and heavy, like probably small pieces of boards.
Were you seeing traffic on the roads? Was there still traffic that was oblivious to what was coming their way?
At that point, we didn't have any traffic when that was coming by, but a little further east of that, we got within a half a mile, and there was a traffic jam of people coming out of the tornado frantically.
Yeah.
They were frantically trying to escape the tornado a half a mile south of it on Santa Fe and also on Penn. And I mean, you could see terror in their eyes.
We saw the headlights from the Sky News 9 shot, and it looked like it was just gridlock, and this thing's coming at them.
And people were coming down both lanes, too. And they were
Did
running
they
red
end up getting
lights.
stuck? I mean, were they standstill or they were moving?
I was able to weave in and out.
Yeah.
Well, they probably thought I was strange for going the other way, the way they were coming out. But, you know, I was able to get around them, but they were running red lights and stop signs. I mean, it was just like a mass panic to get out of there.
I don't know if you've seen the video from I-35, but there are cars just slammed against the center median there, just crumpled, probably a dozen of them.
Well, you know, there was probably a traffic jam on I-35. You know, when they saw it coming, people probably stopped, and it caused the whole lane to stop on that. And being in your cars, you know as I do, it's probably one of the worst places to be.
Val, we're going to be talking back and forth with you if you're going to be around.
Yeah.
We'd love to just get a little bit more about what you experienced out there. So don't go
Good
too
work.
far.
I know it's a little consolation at this point when you look at this video, but good work out there. Carl Torp is down in Moore, right in the heart of it all, where there's a search going on. Carl, we need some good news from down there.
Well, they got this tractor in here, obviously, and you see what's happening. They're using the bucket here at the end to pull out one of the cars. As soon as that car was in the garage there, to get to a shelter, perhaps, in this home where a 17-year-old, or I'm sorry, a woman might be. That same woman, according to police, who we heard from about 20 minutes ago, heard her voice on 2 occasions, I believe. So they're just trying to remove these cars, and they got the tractor in here and removed the debris, and now this is the way they're towing this vehicle out of here. Check this out. I mean, this is on the end of the bucket is hauling it away here with this tractor, and so they're going to get this car, and I don't know if they're going to get the Mercedes next door or not. But again, it's all to get down to what I assume is a shelter in the garage of this home where a woman may be. Kelly, Amanda?
Okay, hey, we want to pass along some information we're getting from the trauma unit at OU Medical Center right now. 20 patients of various ages at the OU Trauma Center. They have the only level 1 trauma center in the state. 20 patients, 12 adults, 8 children in the trauma rooms at OU and at Children's Hospital.
And I can update you also from Integra Southwest. They have 33 patients, 10 in critical, 10 in serious, 12 in fair, 3 are children. And one of the child's condition they just don't know yet. Their oldest patient they have is 91 years old. These injuries, they're telling us, they range from just the minor lacerations to what we would expect in a tornado of this magnitude, head wounds and abdominal injuries. And we're just continuing to get more information from the regional hospitals around that area.
Steve Shaw is in Moore with some children who would very much like to be reunited with their parents right now. Steve?
Kelly, technically, I believe we're in Oklahoma City. We're in the Stone Meadows neighborhood, where a lot of the kids who live in this neighborhood go to Briarwood Elementary, which is about, I don't know, a half mile from here. I'm going to bring in Shauna Scott. Now, Shauna has been in charge all afternoon of trying to account for kids, for students at Briarwood Elementary who they couldn't find them, or in fact they couldn't find their parents. Right. Could you give me a rundown just where we're at as far as how many kids are unaccounted for and how many parents?
We still have about 4 children that are unaccounted for. We started out with a list of about 75.
And go right ahead, give us their names.
We are missing, well, we still have the Parker children, Josiah, Isabella, and Logan Parker. And then we still have Isaiah Orta. His father works at Tinker, and his father's name is Israel.
And there's also 2 parents that have 3 children who are also unaccounted for. Can you kind of talk about that?
Sampson children, Bradley, Bryson, and then we have Sabrina, and I believe her name is Avella. She's a kindergartner.
So the good news is that you started off with like 70, but now you got it down to about 4.
Right. Yes.
And I can tell you, folks, we had to walk over dead horses. We had to walk over rubble. We had to walk a long way just to get to Briarwood Elementary, and it's just like Joplin all over again. If anybody remembers that a couple years ago. How can you hold it together out here, Shauna?
It's hard. I lost it when I first got to the school. I have a home daycare in this area, and I walked to the school to get one of my children, and I did find him, and at that time I ended up with probably about 30 children that were running from the school, and we just got them together in a group, and we walked and drove them down to this area, and then cars were transporting the rest of the children.
Have police told you, or has the school district told you, that the children, even though they can't find them, they are accounted for?
We do have some teachers that ended up in this area. We had some teachers that were hurt, that were transported to the hospital, and we do have some teachers that are still here with us that ended up here at the kind of a command center where we ended up. My husband's a police officer, and so we just kind of pinpointed this area and brought the children here and started a list.
Shauna, thanks for talking to us. We're probably going to talk to you a little bit more, and if you get any more news about finding parents, finding kids, we're here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hey, Shauna, can we get the names again? Go ahead and give us the names again of the children you're still trying to find.
We have an Isaiah Orta. Father works at Tinker. His name is Israel. We have the Parker children, Josiah, Isabella, and Logan Parker.
And give me the names of the man and woman who have 3 children who attend school at Briarwood Elementary that you can't find.
We have the Sampson children. The mother's best friend is right here. She's looking for them. The mother's stuck in Norman, Bradley, and Bryson. And we have an Ava and a Sabrina that the parents are here.
Okay, but the 2 parents, that family, they live right next to Briarwood Elementary.
Yeah.
Their house is.
The Parker children live right next to Briarwood.
Okay, again, thanks a lot. I know it's a stressful thing. Hold it together.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to keep trying to get more information out here. We're just going to send it back to you.
Okay, Steve, appreciate that. It's good. We want to get that information out, so we wanted to repeat those names. And these are kids from Briarwood Elementary.
Our hearts just go out to those parents because they're desperate to be reunited. So hopefully by putting those names out, and we'll do that periodically, we can get those parents reunited with their children, and we can bring you a happy update.
Val, we have compared the May 3rd track to this one. This one swings right through Moore. The other ones went up to Del City and a little bit further south. It's mind-blowing that we have had 2 catastrophically disastrous tornadoes roughly along the same path.
Yes, it is, Kelly. And this one was very, very close, and it probably crossed the path of the May 3rd
did.
tornado. You know, the May 3rd tornado, the path was a little bit longer, I would say. It went up into Midwest City and such, but, you know, Kelly, this tornado, from what I saw, you know, we were right there watching it, and it was, the rotation with this storm was every bit, from what we saw, every bit as strong as the May 3rd tornado.
Yeah, we want to show you, this is, if we can show that shot of Plaza Towers Elementary, I don't know if we're back in that area or not. We have a side-by-side. That is what Plaza Towers looked like on the satellite shot from Google, and that is...
He's going to be at the area of 141st
he's going to get back
Robinson.
to it here.
Okay. Sky News 9, Bob Hill Sky News 9 was over the area where Carl Torp was, where they are digging right now. They believe that a lady may be stuck in her storm shelter, and they brought in a front loader, a bulldozer to pull it out. Okay, now we got our live picture.
That's Plaza Towers Elementary now. And Rich, if you can pull back just a little bit, we can see more of it. And there you go. It's just devastated. Look at that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is really hard to see. And right now, all across that area, southwest area of Moore, search and rescues are undergoing as we speak.
Carl Torp has been following one very closely. Carl?
Hey, are you guys talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Amanda?
You got it, Carl. I know it's loud.
Just quick update. We saw these two cars. We saw these two cars here that were moved. I just had a police officer tell me there's not a shelter at this home, at least in the garage. So they haven't found anyone, and they moved these two cars to get to what they thought was going to be a shelter in the garage, and there's no shelter. So now you see they're just kind of searching other areas of the house, seeing if there is a shelter, or moving to another house, seeing if they might have gotten these homes mixed up. But that's the latest right here.
Again, they had heard somebody earlier on. They thought they heard a female voice coming from that rubble, and that's one reason they started digging, and one reason they believe that maybe there was a shelter there. That's at the area of 144th and Robinson, around that area where they believe they heard a voice. It's also the same area, though, where Carl reported that a 3-year-old baby and a 4-year-old has died in that area. Some of the information we're getting also is that we will get a briefing by Moore and Oklahoma City. They are going to hold a joint news conference at Moore City Hall at 7:30. So in just about an hour, we're going to get some more information, and hopefully we can bring that to you live or be able to relay that information directly to you right here on News 9. If you do have to step away from your TV, let me just remind you that we are going to be streaming this coverage live at news9.com. So you can go there and get the latest as well. We're also going to be taking donations here at our News 9 studios. We're at the corner of Wilshire and Kelly. And so if you're able to drop off a donation, we'll get that to the Red Cross. Here's information. If you're at home not able to get out, you can text food to 32333. That's going to donate $10 on your cell phone bill to our storm relief in our area. Also, you're seeing some of the items that they're going to need. Gloves, boots, toiletries, shovels, you name it, they probably need it. And you can drop it off right here at Wilshire and Kelly.
Evan Anderson is not too far from the command post. He's in a heavily hit area down there, Southwest 19th and Santa Fe, I believe, is where Evan is. It's a couple of miles back to the west of the Warren Theaters. Again, I use that as a landmark because I think it's recognizable. Evan?
Yeah, Kelly, right here, really not much has changed here. Lots of activity still, even more so than before. We took a walk down the street, right here down Southwest 19th Street to Briarwood Elementary School, where you saw those pictures, those area photos of that school literally leveled. Amazing, nobody was seriously hurt or no one died. Take a look here. Really, we're in the center of devastation here in Moore, Oklahoma, Southwest 19th and Santa Fe Avenue here. A number of emergency vehicles have come out here. Police are now staged here, right by here, by our live truck. Oklahoma City Police, with the help of firefighters from really all over the metro, here right now, just trying to keep people from coming in town, coming in the areas here. that do not live over here. Really becoming a very hectic area, people coming, trying to take pictures and stuff like that. But people here really just shell-shocked. We've seen a lot of families just standing in front of their homes that have been completely obliterated off their foundations. Much different scene, and we're going to get some video to you in a little bit. Right down Santa Fe, right down Southwest 19th Street, I should say, homes, it's wiped out as far as the eye can see. We did speak with the mother.